Starting off on the top, we have a counter-interpretation. The negative gets the access to a single unconditional methodological test of the PMC or the resolution. Interpretation, the negative gets the right to, or it gets access to a single unconditional methodological test of the PMC or the resolution. Reasons to prefer. The first is that bad methodology is bad policy. Basically, what they're telling us is that they don't want us to question our methodology before we take action within this round. We say that this is bad for policy at the end of the day. The second reason for is that rhetoric shapes reality and what we live in. Basically, if we don't shape our rhetoric toward in a methodological way, we're not going to be living in the reality that we want to. We're just going to be living within the same reality that we've always been taught and not questioning anything. This is bad for a couple of reasons. One, this creates bad education within the round. Basically, they're telling us that they don't want us within today's debate round because they don't want any critical debates within here. However, critical debates are more specific to topic education because we get more in-depth about a wide variety of stuff, and we get to talk about stuff that we wouldn't do otherwise in a critical debate. The fourth is that debate is representational. Basically, this has no meaning outside of today's debate. What we do in here, so what we do in here has only has meaning within here, and basically it's representational, so it doesn't really matter. Furthermore, basically we provide more topic-specific education. Predictability doesn't really matter when in a round where you know that a critical debate is inevitable in parliamentary, and we actually increase ground. Let's move to the thesis.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do we get to weigh our F?
Yes.
Okay.
Thesis. By working current systems of international relations, basically you're ignoring the opinion of women and while reinforcing the system that oppresses them. A is the, basically there's the international arena. Basically we don't fix this because there's no international arenas for us to actually go to. We just say that it's there and we don't actually get to question it. However, you don't fix this in any way. You just keep going through the same international arena that isn't really actually there. B is realism. This only gains from one country or blah blah. Okay. Oh, okay. Realism. Basically, we only look to the gains that one country can get bit, and or one country has the ability to gain. We look to who has the best. Son of a bitch. Basically, who can gain the best from the decision made through the country's policy. Basically, we can see this. An example of this is United States and Cambodia in the 1990s when we went in and said that we actually helped people through there because we gave them food aid. However, it just made them all sick. However, but perceptually, it was a win for us, and we just considered it a win where we actually killed thousands. C is the heroism. Basically, the United States is just seen as going in there, taking out its military presence so that NATO can come in. Basically, it's not really like trying to fix the problem. It's just acting as like the hero within society, not changing anything. Now moving on to the impacts. A is war. Basically, masculinity through this masculine mindset. Basically, people are written off as casualties or basically trying to save lives. However, they're not actually considering the mindset of the people and the what am I going for here? The way in which people think and how they are weighed within today's debate round. They're just another human that we save. However, they're not actually thinking about the people themselves and what they want. B is that the second impact is that they silence voices. This is important because it the objective of the affirmative is to try and save humanitarian rights. However, they're actually only silencing people when they don't ask people exactly what it is they want. They just go in there and try to do what's best because they say, I don't even know what I wrote here. The next one is dehumanization. Basically, we reduce people to numbers. This gives them no meaning within society other than we didn't kill them, which is good. We're not actually asking them what they think and asking their opinions. Alternative text, vote negative, and refuse the patriarchal offer of the PMC. Vote negative and refuse the patriarchal offer of the PMC. Next to the competition, basically any perm would be severing from the original advocacy. Look, the original advocacy was that they don't question the original, the methodology that goes on behind this. If they try and perm this would be severing from their original advocacy. Solvency. The first is that this is a shock to the system. Basically, the international system only exists because we make it exist. This is going directly against the international system, creating a shock to it, showing that it will work because the only way to make it work is to go against it.
What about our PMC or plan text specifically is patriarchal?
The fact that you just you take military out from the United States so that NATO can go in.
Wait.
And also,
No, NATO's already there.
Yeah, but you give them more of a right.
you're trying to ensure that NATO stays there. You're trying to ensure that NATO stays there.
Furthermore, the second solvency is this force through our alternative. We force self-introspection, and we make people look at themselves and understand what it is exactly it is that they want and what's going on in the real world. The third is that the alternative is a prerequisite to solve any of the affirmative because the agency needs to look into itself before it can actually solve. The alt solves 100% of case. Moving on to case. All right, on advantage 2. The first thing that we need to see here, the advantage 2 is the link to the K because 1, they tried to increase relations between NATO and the United States by trying to pull out and giving them more authority. However, they're not actually considering the people, the people over there, whether they like their opinions and how they matter. They're just trying to increase their human rights, which doesn't really matter. What
the mindset of this advantage is to function within the international relations system. By functioning it, they are linking back to the patriarchal mindset.
By functioning within it and not questioning the ontological, the method behind this, they're linking toward K and they're like not going with, whatever. Furthermore, on advantage 1, the only thing that
wait, go back to the impact on advantage 2 and talk about impact defense.
I didn't get their impact, sorry. What?
You didn't get their impact?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
What was the second?
Okay, because they link to the K on the second advantage, advantage 1, we can see that the genocide and violence is inevitable through the status quo because they don't solve for it and they don't question people ontology within reality. Furthermore, we have a case turn on their first advantage, specifically saying that the plan entrenches NATO, basically the same patriarchal mindset as the United States. This results in human rights violation and genocide. It's different. It's just a different actor. They don't solve for human rights by just taking the United States out of there. It just creates a power vacuum in which they want NATO to step in. Furthermore, that was an argument that I had. Now on to go to their third link on their first advantage of how they said this is a perceptual shift that the United States has taken away. However, this is not actually just a perceptual shift, or it's not a perceptual shift. It's a shift that the United States is letting somebody else go in there and take control of the people and cause these casualties. They want somebody else to go in there and take over the system because they don't want to be the cause of doing it anymore. So therefore, that's that. That's all I did. Anything else? Never mind. That's the end.
What are you doing?